Hello everyone, good morning. We are in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on our travels of 2024 and we're at parkrun. James seems so happy about that. Yes, so parkrun in the UK starts at 9 AM and here it starts at 7:30. So we've had to get a taxi down here this morning. We've quickly found where the start is. We're coming for a little warm up. We'll take you through, and then later in the video we're going to talk through some of our top tips on how to get a faster 5k or parkrun. Well, I have finished a parkrun and that was the sweatiest parkrun of my life. It's like 25 degrees, I think about 80% humidity, but it's so lovely here. The course, we started here, we went down this road, basically went up along the sort of side of the lake, did a U-turn and came back again. I think average pace was like 6:40 something. Finished 20:55 around that, so just under 21 minutes, which is great because my last 5k was in December as I was just returning back from injury and I did 21:04. So to have beaten it today, merely only about 4 or 5 weeks later in such tough conditions, yeah, really happy with that. But we'll go through some top tips later on how to improve your 5k. Here we go. First man home.
First person home.
First person home, sorry. Number one, I was 4th overall. How's that for you?
It's nice, good. The humidity catched up with you in the last few bits.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a weird start there, wasn't it? It's like very slow. Not really sure what people wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like no one wanted to go in front.
Yeah, you started off really slow. I was like, oh. But no, great park run, and we're going to go and do our cool down and then grab some coffee.
Okay, as you've just seen, we've just ran Presint 18 park run in Kuala Lumpur. Now join us as we tour around Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and give you our best tips to run your fastest 5k. Whilst training, we have 3 different energy systems we need to train: aerobic, anaerobic, and alactic. We'll talk about aerobic a little bit later, but right now we're going to talk about anaerobic speed work we're going to do. We need to do weekly speed sessions. These can be above and under 5k pace. These can be very specific towards the end, like 5x1k at goal pace up a small recovery. But we can be starting at something like 400 metres at 10 seconds a k quicker than pace and building the volume and power.
We've just had a lovely brunch in ETC, which is not too far from Petaling Market. I'll leave it below. So another tip is to make sure that you fuel well. Now some people might think, oh, for a 5k I won't need a lot, but just make sure that before your 5k or your race or your park run that you've eaten a decent meal a couple of hours beforehand. Make sure you're well hydrated. You won't necessarily need anything on the way round like water or a gel or anything like that, like you might do in a longer race, but just making sure that before the race the tank is full and you are ready to go. Next up, what we need to do to help increase our 5k time is to start building in drills and strides to our weekly routine. Now we've got lots of videos within the Running Hub community membership and it's something we go through quite a lot with our clients. But drills and strides, you normally put them in just after your warm up before going into a speed session. But as well, before you go and attempt your fast 5k or park run, doing them just before you get going is going to be great. It's going to activate muscles. It's going to get everything fired up, ready to go.
Okay, now joining us in the Eco Park. We're up on the canopy walk. Yeah, thank you, Katie, for the little help there. So we're just going to talk about aerobic training now. Now, a lot of times when people are training for 5k, they're going to be thinking this is a speed event, when in fact this is very much using the aerobic system. So what we need to make sure we don't neglect here is the easy miles, the runs over distance. So you should still be looking at bulking your week out with easy miles and certainly having that long run in there once a week to create that stimulus. You now join us at the top of KL Tower. What beautiful views we've got. See the Petronas built? I don't pronounce it properly. Petronas, Twin Towers there. Okay, so we're going to talk about pacing now. Something that's very important to get right. You need to get this balance correctly. If you go off too slow with the idea of negative splitting, chances are you're not going to make up the time again. However, going off too fast, you're going to be in a world of pain and you're not going to finish as strong as you like. So through your training, work out your pace. You want to be warmed up so you're not shocking your body in the first kilometre. Go out strong, go out hard, and then tap into the mindset that we're going to talk about next in the second half of the race. But get it right in the first 2K, set yourself up well.
Next, we're going to talk about mindset. Now, if you know me, I love to go out on a chatty run. I love those chatty park runs where you're running with friends. But when you're going for a 5K, when you're going for fast times, when you're going for your fastest ever 5K, it's going to hurt. Now, in terms of how you should kind of run it and how you should be feeling, first mile should be feeling pretty comfortable. You should be feeling, yeah, I've got this. I'm enjoying this. This is going well. Mile 2, this is when it starts maybe getting a little bit tough, you know, around the 2 to 3 kilometres marker. And about kilometre 4, so about 2.5 miles in, that's when you're going to really kind of notice the mindset difference. At this point, you really need to push on through. You need to kind of embrace the pain that you might be feeling at the time and just know that it's all for the greater good. So just know that with mindset, you just have to be mentally strong, resilient, pushing on to the finish to make sure that you get that fast 5K you're after.
Another top tip to help you get your faster 5K is strength work. So easily neglected when we're training because we prioritise running. But this is going to help keep us strong, obviously, and injury free. The more powerful you are, the more powerful your joints and muscles are, the quicker you're going to go across the ground. Therefore, quicker, faster 5K.
Now, to make sure we're recovering from all those miles and hard sessions, the best form of recovery, and often quite overlooked, is sleep. So make sure you're getting a good 7 to 9 hours and really letting your body recover and adapt from that training. Good night.
Okay, so you've done all the training, or you've done all the planning for the training. The next thing you need to think about is the course. What you don't want to do is have something with elevation, like the Batu Caves here, 272 steps. No, you want to use a course that is going to be favourable to you. Now, that's not necessarily just the terrain and the undulations, that might be the field of the race. For example, if you're looking to run sub 20 minutes, does this field have a mass of people running sub 20 minutes? Will you have a group to pull you along? Is it exposed to wind? What time of year is it? All these things can play a role. Obviously, we can only control the controllables, but if you can control the right course and the right race for you from the start point, you're going to give yourself the best chance.
So in summary, to help us achieve that faster 5K or park run, we need to be including weekly speed sessions into our routine, focusing on our technique through drills and strides, including strength work to help us build power and speed, make sure that we pace the 5K correctly, develop our aerobic system by doing easy runs and runs that are longer than 5K, picking the right course, getting our mindset into the right place, sleeping well and eating and fueling that 5K properly. We hope that you can start to apply some of this into your training to help you get stronger, fitter and faster.